Good morning, students. So, up till now, we have seen detailed architecture of 8051 microcontroller. Today, we'll see some few points related to architecture of microcontroller, and then I will share few reference book and sites from where you can study related to 8051 microcontroller. So in previous session, we discussed regarding input-output ports, pin diagram, general purpose register, special function register of 8051 microcontroller. Today we'll see how the I/O ports of 8051 are available and are used while configuring it with other peripherals. 8051 has four ports: port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3, and all these ports are used as input as well as output port. Port 0 is a dual port and it is located from pin number 32 to 39. See, there are four ports in 8051 and yesterday we have seen that pin diagram of 8051 has 4040 pins. IC of 8051 microcontroller consists of 40 pins. So all these pins have been allocated for some specific tasks, and from those pin number 32 to 39, total 8 pins are allocated for port 0. And this is a dual purpose port. You can use it as either input or output port. Now moving ahead, port 1 is dedicated as I/O port from pin 1 to 8. Total we have 40 pin IC of 8051. From that, 32 to 39 pin number is allocated for port 0 and pin number 1 to pin number 8 is allocated for port 1. Upon reset, it is configured as output port. Upon reset means you need to set that port is equal to 0. All 8 pins you have to reset to make that specific port as output port. And if you are setting all the 8 pins, setting all the 8 pins means you need to give input 1 to all the 8 pins to make it input port. It is generally used for interfacing external devices which we can use like connecting switches, LED. So all the 8 pins you have to make it reset if you want to use this port as output port, and if you want to use it as input port then you have to set all the 8 pins. And if you want to set some specific pin only, then you can set that pin number as input or that pin number as output. You can reset that specific pin number only. But if you want to use entire port as output, then reset all 8 pins. And if you want to use entire port as input, set all pins. Reset means giving 0 and set means giving 1. Now moving ahead, port 2. Port 2 is also a dual purpose port and it is allocated from pin number 21 to 28. See, remember what we discussed for port 0? Port 0 is allocated from pin number 32 to 39, while port 1 allocated from pin number 1 to pin number 8. While port 2 is allocated from pin number 21 to 28. See, whatever we are discussing in this session, you please make a note of it. so that whenever we are moving ahead with the next session, you should have the notes of previous session. In previous session, I have shown you the pin diagram of 8051. So all of you should have drawn that pin diagram in your notebooks. Then and then you will be able to visualize whatever we are discussing right now. So always make a habit of noting down all the important points of particular session which we are discussing in YouTube videos. Now the last port is port 3. Port 3 is also a dual purpose port. Again here you can use this port as an input or output. But generally to avoid unnecessarily for I/O, the pins have alternate functions which are related to special features of 8051. So the pins of port 3 are used for some special features rather than wasting the pins or extra pins you need to take for some other functions. So due to that reason, port 3 is also used for some alternate function. Now writing program using port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3 is same only. Based on your requirement, you can select one port and then you can program your microcontroller. One thing is common for all the ports. If you want to treat your port as an output port, you have to reset that specific port. And if you want to use your port as an input port, you have to set that specific port. While you are writing your code, you will reset all the pins. Reset all the pins means you are giving 0 to all the pins to make that port treat as an output port. And if you are using that input port, then you have to set all the pins to 1, logic 1. If we are dealing with hardware, in hardware logic 1 is given by giving some supply voltage. Some specific supply voltage is treated as logic 1. If you are dealing with hardware, in hardware logic, 0 is treated as ground. You will give ground to all the port to make it reset. And if you want to set, then apply some specific supply voltage. I hope you are clear with how to make your port as output or input. It's up to our application, in which application we want to treat our port as input or output. So based on the requirement of application, we will set or reset our port and make it use as input or output. See, now you can see here, these are the list of books which you can refer for this specific 8051 microcontroller subject. One of the best books I would suggest is book number 3, which is Mazidi, the 8051 microcontroller and embedded system books. Now this Mazidi book is also having the same microcontroller book for AVR controller also. But in our syllabus, we are just learning 8051. So you please keep in mind this title, that 8051 microcontroller by Mazidi. Rest of the books are also good. You can refer according to your requirement. I have listed many books here. 4 books are here and rest of the books are in the next slide. Based on the availability and your knowledge, you can use any of these books. But if you are asking me suggestion, then I would recommend the third one, which is 8051 microcontroller by Mazidi. See, these are some other books also. You can just note it down. And the PDF or soft copy are available on internet. You can download it from there. and if possible you should purchase one book for this subject. But seeing the current situation, if you are not able to purchase hard copy, then at least download the soft copy so that whatever we are learning in the class, you should keep on reading it from books. I hope I'm clear with this. So I would recommend all of you to read continuously whatever topics are taught in this video session for your better performance in the upcoming exams. And you can ask me anytime whatever doubts you have. Now, apart from the reference books, I would suggest few useful websites to you for referring the datasheet and architecture of microcontroller 8051. So any of this site from the screen you can choose to have some basic knowledge of architecture of 8051. This you can note it down, and these are also few other websites. Okay, now here we are ending our first chapter. We will be moving ahead with the second chapter. Before starting the second chapter, I would like to introduce to you whatever new topics we are going to learn and whatever we have learned up till now. In chapter 1, we have studied it, basic microcontroller, difference between controller and processor. Then what are the criteria if we are selecting any specific microcontroller. Then architecture of 8051 microcontroller, its overview, how it is classified and how it is better from other family members of 8051 microcontroller. And we have seen the register set of 8051, which includes some special function register, input output register and general purpose registers. So now moving ahead, we will be seeing in chapter number 2, which is based on assembly language programming. You might have studied it in 8085, this assembly language programming. So in this subject also, we are going to see assembly language programming for 8051. Apart from assembly language, we are also going to study C programming for 8051 in the upcoming session. But the content of chapter 2 focuses on introduction to 8051, assembly programming, structure of assembly language, how we are going to write any assembly program will be included in structure of assembly language, assembling and running 8051 program. Once the program is written, how we are going to compile and run that program will be included in this thing. 8051 data types and directives. What are the data type set and directives that we are going to learn in this chapter? This chapter has few more points. You are going to learn the instruction set architecture of 8051. All the basic instructions we will learn like add, subtract, move, then jump, loop, looping instructions, call instructions related to subroutine, related to timing and delay. So chapter 2 is now we are moving ahead in depth with the instruction set and programming of 8051. So please try to focus on this chapter specifically. It's very important. And chapter 1 is completed, so you please revise it. And if you have any query, you can ask me. My mail ID is displayed on the screen. You can mail me your doubts. Otherwise, in next session, we will be moving towards chapter number 2, which is based on assembly language programming. So we started with microprocessor and microcontroller, difference between them. Then we introduced microcontroller. Then we moved ahead with the block diagram, then overview of 8051 microcontroller. Then we saw the register set and input output registers architecture of 8051. So this was up till now it was introduction to 8051. Now we are going to focus on assembly language program, and in this we are going to do programming based on the instructions which we will learn in the next session. So all of you maintain a note for it, and your today's task after this session is to revise chapter number 1 up till now. Watch all the videos of chapter number 1 and revise it so that we can move ahead to second chapter. Thank you.